Are you excited about our retreat next month
Very excited.
in January? I can't believe it's
Yes.
already December. Can you?
I know. And it's like now we're down to the wire on like getting everything done. And it's like everything's coming together. You guys were on here talking about our Advocates Retreat 2024. Um, we've got
Yeah.
a lot of great things in store for all of our advocates. What's going to be your favorite part?
I don't know because there's so much like, first of all, this is something we've been doing on an annual basis. This is something that we've been trying to grow for many years now, and it has grown as we've done it. You know, the first few ones I remember, here's one, a past one I want to show, that we did off the St. John's River. It was we needed that, and it's something that really helps people within the community heal. It helps everyone really connect with nature and understand what we're trying to accomplish as environmentalists in Florida, and it really brings people into the environment, and it makes them want to protect it more by the time they leave. And so yeah, I this retreat is a little different. So normally we always have our retreats at the end of the year, right? And that's because it's like we want to start off the new year refreshed and feeling, ready to go, because advocates are, we just do so much work, and it's not just in environmental work, but we also have cancer survivors, people that have faced long-term diseases, and that in itself is traumatic. You know that you've been
Yeah.
exposed,
Yeah. I
so
think it's just so important to be able to, we carry that because we're in the muck and the mire of the environment, trying to get rid of the muck and the mire of the environment, literally. And we carry that as a weight on us all year. And it's almost like we need that moment to cleanse, to
hmm
not feel dirty for a minute, because whether we're, fighting against polluters, fighting against politicians, whatever it is, bad policy, it's like we're just always in this battle mode, and it's we need to have that moment to release that, not be in the fight, and just be amongst our peers and like-minded individuals, to feed off of each other, recharge with each other, build each other up, strengthen our bonds, because as the year goes on, we use those relationships. We need those relationships, and we have to foster and nurture those relationships. And we don't get a lot of opportunities statewide to come together. Our advocates are all over the place. We communicate frequently in work mode. We're always on a mission. And if something comes up, it's like, well, I've got this advocate on the Caloosahatchee, or I've got this advocate up in Wakulla Springs, and we'll reach out, and we have these not as intimate moments with each other. We catch up in those moments, but it's just not as relaxed because it's work
hmm
embodied. And this is going to be totally immersed in nature, where we remind ourselves what we're fighting for.
The beauty of this retreat is, I think, what we've seen in 2023. I mean, we've been building onto this for the last 5, 6 years, and what we've seen this year is the flower pop up from the seeds that we've planted across the state. And
I like
so
that.
now there's this beautiful unity among advocates, and I think that's why we named this retreat in January the Advocates Retreat of 2024. We're starting off the new year with this retreat. It's going to be camping. We're going to be doing kayaking, so that we're going to be off the water. And this is one of the images at the retreat areas that we're going to be at. There's going to be kayaks there, where we all are going to take just a beautiful kayak trip down the water, and we have a stopping place to have lunch. And that's just two things out of the entire weekend. It's jam packed. I think what I'm most excited about, I'll be honest, is the drum circle and the possibility of having the fire entertainers. Like, I've never ever seen anything like that before, and because it's new, I think that's why I'm so excited about it.
I am so excited too. So we have somebody that's working on that for us, and she's trying to get the fire dancers. And oh, we're just going to put it out into the universe and hope it manifests and we have them. I do believe we're going to have them though. And so that's actually my highlight too. That's going to be the evening that we have the catered dinner. So it's going to be wonderful. That's going to be on Saturday night.
I also like the idea that, so in the campground that we're going to be in, this is primitive camping, and past camp trips that we've done with, as a group, we've done it in different locations and we've had cabins and things like that. And then sometimes we do primitive, and this one is a primitive camping, but I like the idea that we're all going to be on the same campground. We've basically rented out an entire campground, and there's going to be one massive fire pit in the middle of the entire campground where everyone is going to be able to come and spend quality time together around the campfire. So I'm really excited about that too. 'Cause I don't know, it's just,
I am too, and I'm really excited about the conversation that we had earlier and opening it up to other advocates. I'm excited to meet new advocates and find out who's fighting for what in their community, and just kind of network with them and see how we can support them. And I don't know. I've met some amazing people since I've moved to Tallahassee too. So our advocacy world is expanding because we're meeting more people, and this is one of those efforts where we're bringing in people that we haven't met, or maybe we've only met a little bit and we want to get to know better. And it's just wonderful that it's growing. The other thing that I'm excited about is having just all of us together, the unity. You were mentioning the fire pit, the one fire pit. And for me, it's symbolic of the theme of the event, which is all of us coming together, kind of like that community unity kind of theme. I love it because we're all going to be around the fire discussing what we're passionate about. And it's just going to be an amazing opportunity to build those relationships. I don't know, I'm probably being a little redundant, but I think that group fire in the middle is just going to be, sometimes when you have these campsites, everybody's off doing their own little thing.
yes.
And that's fine too. But, the whole goal here is to bring everyone together.
Well, and the thing is, we work really hard to create a really nice agenda, and there's spaces in between where everybody can kind of break off and do their own thing. But we have things that they can also be a part of, like yoga. We have yoga happening, and Springs to Sea will be doing that in the mornings. Then we have the kayak trip, and then we have the first night we're all doing a potluck dinner around the big fire, and it's just really relaxed the first night. Everybody's coming to set up and just getting their feet wet a little bit with they have to learn and navigate the campground. And then Saturday morning is when we wake up and a lot of the activities begin. We'll be doing yoga. There's you don't have to attend yoga, but that's an option. And
yeah, so we have the yoga, the sunrise yoga. Saturday morning, we're going to have a brunch spread with pastries and fruits and juices and water and things of that nature very early. So whenever you get up, it'll be ready. We're going to have early yoga. I think we said something like 8:30 or something, 8:30 to 9:30. And then about 9:30ish. And this isn't so strict, but generally the flow. Then we're going to do our tour, our kayak tour to our lunch location. And then we're going to get some great videos and photos. People are bringing their GoPros. There's going to be some professionals.
Possibly.
And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We're gonna get great content, and we're gonna learn a little bit from Stell Bailey about how to get good images. Stell's our expert photographer, so she's gonna instruct our tour when it comes to that. And I think that's important too, because a lot of people have their platforms and they don't know how to maybe create those images that are going to capture and create something that is going to engage people and get them talking. And so it's really good to learn those techniques. And I've learned a lot from you. I'm sure others will too. And then come back to the camp for a little free time where we get ready for, on Saturday night now I'm talking about, where we get ready for a dinner, again, that we've put a lot of thought into, that's going to be catered. So nobody will need to work on dinner, just show up and enjoy the meal. And then around the campfire, we're going to have our drum circle and our bonfire. And it's going to be an amazing evening. I'm so looking forward to it. Again, that's good. That's the highlight for me.
Mm-hmm. And then Sunday, we will be doing breakfast brunch with everyone again. We did talk about, because in past retreats we did have boats and we went out on the water, and we do have the option, if there's time, to take a small boat trip with the entire group. We have a boat that will fit everyone on there. And so somebody said, chicken yoga pants. Yeah, I'm in. So it's funny.
Chicken
Oh,
yoke pants.
oh my goodness. This is an excellent retreat. Trying to make arrangements to join. We're so excited. And then Sunday, everybody packs up and obviously leaves. But with that being said, you don't have to camp. I know there's some people that they can't sleep in a tent. And so there are day passes available for Saturday if you want to partake in the activities and the networking opportunity that's going to happen in nature on Saturday. So we do offer a day pass for that if you want to come and hang out. So you have options, but with that being said,
and it's in Volusia County. So
mm-hmm.
it is in Southeast Volusia County. And the reason that we have kept it a secret as for the exact location is for no other reason than security. I'm just going to say this. We didn't really talk about saying this, but I do need to mention it just so people aren't wondering, what is all the security business? Y'all, especially our advocates, I think, we've been targeted. All of our groups have gotten the mass attacks lately with the porn and reporting and trying to shut our groups down. And that speaks volumes. That means we're getting somewhere. This unification, especially that's occurred this year, is scaring a lot of corporations and polluters who have the opposite agenda as us. And me and Stella especially, I know firsthand, have been attacked and are under current attack. And it's something that we are having to deal with. And we know that other advocates are dealing with it because they have reached out to us. So to protect our advocates and have everyone feel safe, it's extremely important to keep that as quiet as possible. That's why we're giving a general location. And once you book, you'll know the location. So there you go. But we're just asking that you just don't advertise it out of respect for the other campers, because you just don't know what they're experiencing and what level of attack they may be under. We've had amazing advocates who had their lives threatened. We've had advocates who have had campaigns, had their photos put up on billboards, avoid this person, they're crazy. The phosphate mining industry gets into a lot of that kind of stuff. Setting up fake Facebook accounts to just put propaganda out and false information. And it's, people that don't know better may believe that stuff, but, it causes trouble because it incites people who may not have the ability to control themselves, unfortunately. And that's the arena that we're in. And that's why the secrecy.
And there's an added layer of protection as well at the camp location. When people arrive, we have a very, very strict process where every single name is going to have to be on the list in order to get on the premises of the campground. So, and as Libby was saying, it's because advocates go through a great deal. I know oftentimes government officials, they have the capability of going and getting that their address like hidden online. We don't have that luxury. So it's like little things that really make a big difference for advocates. And again, there's going to be advocates and prominent ones from across the state coming to this, people that have millions of followers on social media and that are on TikTok that will be attending this. And so imagine you have a bunch of advocates in one place. That is a developer's dream. That's the opposition's dream. And so let's just hope we're doing everything imaginable to keep that safety and putting that in place. But
we want to keep it safe. We want to keep it pure, and we want everyone to feel the freedom that they have to express themselves. And because of the group that we will have and the high profile nature of these individuals who are attending, absolutely I don't know what other name to group them under other than polluters, because
that's a good name. I said developers,
there's
but
so many that I could identify. But the polluters want to know what we're up to, and they're going to want to be an ear in that event. So, you know, we'll do everything in our power. We're going to have someone there checking people in to make sure that nobody gets in without proper authorization.
So, and then also there's very limited space. We have 50 spots. That's it. And it's very difficult.
Well, we've already got some of, I mean, I got one of those. So it's like
exactly.
we've already got
that will fill up quickly. So if you are considering going and you have the link to the invite, I really suggest that you get on it and get your reservation put in ASAP, because those are going to fill up very quickly in the upcoming week. So,
and we are extending this invitation in a couple of weeks to additional individuals once we get a firm head count on who we've already extended the invitation to. So once we do that, we expect that whatever remaining reservations are available will be gone very quickly. So definitely you want to get that in before we do that next announcement. Also, and we have $40. $40 covers you for the whole weekend, including your entertainment. You do what is the kayak rental, Stell? I forget. It's like $40, right? For 40 or 50.
I think for the half day was $40, but you can also bring your own kayak. You don't have to rent, but there's an option of kayak rentals if you do not have one.
Yeah, or paddleboard. You can bring your paddleboard. And then, so it's $40 for the whole weekend. That includes your campsite for the whole weekend. That includes your breakfast both days. That includes your dinner Saturday night. That includes the bonfire and the entertainment. I mean, come on, you guys. How can you get an event like that for $40? Then, if you don't want to have all of those experiences, but you want to come for the day event, you want to experience the yoga or the kayaking and that, you can do that. We have $10 day passes that gets you in for the whole day, but unfortunately, it does not include the dinner and the bonfire. So we're going to discuss that. I think once we realize how many people have booked, we may change that, but that's how it has to be for now.
And you said how many people book. That's why we also need a very strict attendee list, because we have to have a head count in order to know how much food needs to be prepared and how many kayaks we potentially will need, things like that. Also, we forgot to mention one more thing is your campsite. You can have up to an additional 3 people stay with you in your tent. So
that's $40 for 4 people.
So you can split that between the 4 of you, and that's $10 per person if you can find 3 other people. But you just have to ensure that you put their full legal name on the attendee list so that they're on the list for security purposes for each day when we've got security around the site.
And why did we keep it so low? Because listen, you guys, I'm going to be clear. I wanted to make it $100 for the weekend. There's a great deal of expense that goes into this. We've got to pay the entertainers. We've got to get the food. We had to secure the site. There's a lot of planning that goes into this. So I thought $100 was fair. So I was like, hell no. Are you kidding? We want this to be a non-stressful event, and we want everyone to be able to come and enjoy themselves. So, of course, Libby had to come back to earth and say, okay, you're right. What do we absolutely need to pull this event off? And this is the lowest number that we could come up with.
Yeah, and we also came up with, everyone has to bring a dish for Friday night, and everyone has to bring a minimum of 2 bundles of firewood for each night to contribute to the big bonfire. But if you want to bring more, we would be really appreciative of that. Anything additional that you can help contribute, including like barbecue, like grills, that would be amazing. But outside of that, it's primitive camping. So I thought it is low. Is it fair? Maybe not so much on our end because we're really squeezing it financially, but I just felt it was so important because I think people need this. They need this after the past few years they've had. It has been very stressful, not just as an advocate, but just the things that our society has gone through. We really need to get reconnected with nature, get back to the basics, and just be around that really positive and just fresh air, that literal fresh air. So, but yeah, I'm really excited. And if it's something you guys are interested and want to be put on the wait list or anything like that, feel free to message us. You know, we're
Yes, go ahead and
available.
message us now, because even if you haven't gotten the initial invitation, we have a list of who we're sending the next set of invitations out to. So please submit your name. Sounded like my smoke alarm was going to go off. Please submit your name. There's nothing cooking. Submit your name, email address, whatever, so that we can keep that on the list. So when we're ready to send that out, we can get it to you.
Can you message us? It says, can I bring my dog as my guest? This would resolve one of my attendance issues. We will ask the owners about that. I don't have the answer for you now, but if you give us a message and remind us, we will, and if you have questions like that, do not hesitate to ask us, because we don't want you to feel like you can't come because of one reason or another. We would rather get that answer for you. So
the goal is to be able to accommodate. So
right.
We will do everything we can to accommodate.
If we can. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to hop off here for this Saturday. I hope everyone has a really amazing weekend. You too, Libby. I know it's been an exhausting last few days. There's been a lot of stuff happening. But good stuff. It's just
very good stuff.
Like the right to clean water. I could go on, but we'll do that another day. So,
all right.
Talk to you,
all
girl.
Right,
love you, girl.
Everybody have a
Bye,
great
everybody.
rest of your weekend.